What's up guys, welcome back to Nuts and Bolts Auto. And it might not seem like it, but my headlights are supposed to be on right now. Now what I think is going on here is that the headlight bulbs are probably blown, because right now, even though the switch is on for the headlights, they're not on, but when you turn on the high beams, they turn on. So here we are the next day, and this is the light bulb that I'm going to be using to replace it. Just one thing to note is that the brighter the light is, the less it's going to last, and I guess the dimmer it is, the longer it'll last. So the reason being is because the brighter it is, the hotter it's going to get, and the less the filament's going to last inside the light. So as you can see, this one right here is rated for 250 hours, and they're assuming you're going to use it for about 100 hours a year, so maybe about 2.5 years is going to be this lifespan. And if you were to get the dimmer ones, they're usually around like 1,000 hours or so. So you're getting way more life out of dim light bulbs, but I guess you're being a whole lot safer with these bright ones. So it just depends on your specific application. Now the reason why I think it's just the light bulbs is because right here you can see that it's got two separate filaments. One of those is going to be for your high beam and the other one is going to be the low beam. So like in this situation, if only one of the two works, then it's probably just going to be your light bulb. And right here, looking at this specific truck, it's pretty easy to get to it. Your headlights right here, and then right behind it is going to be this lock. And if you look on this side, you'll see the connector for the light right there. So in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and pull out this connector. So looking at the clip here, it doesn't have it, but it's supposed to have a tab right here that you would stick your nail under and lift up as you pull the thing out. If you had the space for it, you could stick a little screwdriver right there, pull it back, and pull the harness out of the socket. And then right here, you can see this ring is actually a lock. So you got to turn it, and then it'll slide out. Now with all that off, you could reach around this side and grab a hold of the light bulb and pull it out of the housing. So here we are looking at the old light bulb, and you could see that the top coil is still intact and looks nice and neat, but the bottom one right here in the middle, it has a crack, and you can see the metal spring kind of sticking out over the side. That's because that's the burnt one, and the other one's the one that still works. Now one thing to note that's really important when you're changing out your light bulbs is that when you get to your new one, you don't want to touch the glass at all with your hands. By touching it, you're going to put oil on it, and these light bulbs heat up, so that oil right there is going to create a hot spot, which is going to burn your light out prematurely. So when you're installing the new one, make sure not to touch the glass. So here I have the brand new light bulb, and it's going to go right back in the way it came out. You're just going to put it right there, and then line up these notches and push it in. You want to put this side of the lock where that tab is, and you stick it through the notch all the way across and turn it until it locks the light bulb in. And then finally, just grab your connector and put it behind the light and lock it in. So here we are with the headlights on, and this one's working again. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same on the other side. So although the process is going to be the same for the driver's side light, it's going to be a little harder because it's back over here behind the battery and under the harness. So I'm not going to be able to show it as well, but the process is exactly the same. I'm going to go ahead and remove this crank for the jack just to get a little more access. So I'm going to remove the connector, and in this case I'm just going to pull on it. With the connector out of the way again, rotate the lock and pull the lock out, and then grab a hold of the light bulb and pull it out. And again right here with the driver's side, it's the same story. One of them's intact, the other one's not, so let's get it replaced. I'm going to go ahead and install the new light bulb. So it's going to be the same thing, just reach around the back and line up the notches and then push. Then grab your lock again. Then line up the tabs and push it through the notch and turn it. And then finally just push in the connector. One thing that made this whole process a whole lot easier is that I can see that the clip is broken for my lights. Now, even though this is making the process a whole lot easier, it's really bad because this being broken allows it to wiggle. That's probably what burned out the lights in the first place because of a bad contact. So I'm gonna have to look into getting these replaced in the future. So there you go guys, we got the light bulbs installed. And right here you can see the low beams and then the high beams as well, and it's all good to go except for the connectors. We'll get that taken care of some other day. So this job for changing the headlight bulbs in this truck was fairly easy. It's a whole lot easier because it's an older truck. In newer vehicles it's going to be somewhat harder because the whole engine bay area is a lot more cramped, and sometimes you even need to remove the headlights themselves to get to the bulbs. So just keep that in mind. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you guys liked the video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those other goodies. Thank you.